on the motorway.
Going live.
Beb, I'll record Beb and I'll just put it out later too. That'd be cool, wouldn't it?
Okay. Well, I'm live now. We're live.
Good afternoon, everyone out there. Not that there's anyone out there at the moment because he's just clicked live, but anyone watching back.
Three viewers.
1, 2, 3.
Yep. That's
3 co-planar viewers.
3 likes. I don't know whether to get. How do you get the?
One of them will be Jose.
Tweet the other day, Brian. I overheard you speaking your mind and speaking sense, and it had an effect on her. I just thought I'd relay that back to you, just so you're aware that some people are listening, even though if it's just one silly baller. You got through to her, you know. She was like,
I'm sure Brian really did get through. Yeah, I'm sure.
She seemed quite.
Only relate my reality, and that's all we all need to.
Yeah.
There you go. There's
You don't muck about, like when you're on one, you sort of just give it to it pretty straight, Brian. I've got to commend you for that.
Yeah, I've titled this one. Sorry. I've titled this show "The Community Doesn't Want Us." So,
the flat Earth community is toxic.
We're just sort of the bunch of rejects. I think that's what we get called anyway, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what they say, but it may be quite the opposite.
Rejects that basically don't kiss ass of the people that they're supposed to in this community to get anywhere. Yeah, thank you. I'd rather not.
Yep. So where do we begin, right? There was a mass exodus because of the nugget discrimination over at Jim Panda's, right? Nugget lives matter. We got our
release the nuggets.
Yeah.
Free the nuggets.
That was hilarious. But yeah, there was a mass exodus from there, and we received a olive branch, from Jose to come over, and he went over there yesterday. That was great. I was there for a little bit, but I had connection issues, so I wasn't there the whole time. But a lot of people were there. It was a unusual situation, right, for Jose to give you free airtime like that. Something weird's going on with this community, but I think maybe
Isn't that the name of that song?
Something like that. But I think it may have been a little bit more obvious money-wise if you watched what was going on.
100%.
Yeah.
He saw what happened at Gems, and he wanted a piece of it.
Yeah, Jim made what, $200 when we were over there, or you were over there with Bab Space Pope, the Messiah, Flat Earth Messiah, who's actually a globe head. That whole situation is screwed up. It's such blurred lines anymore, right?
He's their favourite flat earth. So all of the worst trolls, their favourite flat earther that they talk to as a friend is Babs.
Yeah, the flat earth
Don't
Messiah.
Forget they only get a percentage of them donations.
Yeah,
they only get what percentage?
Yeah, they're taken out by either PayPal or whoever what system they've gone through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you remember that? Ranty made a big deal about telling everybody that one night, didn't he? How much to not bother super chatting because he didn't get it.
I think it's 64.
Yeah, so it's just a show, isn't it? It's that money's there. I don't know. I did say when I put the video out, I said I'm not too sure what that money was there for. Right, because it seemed like Gem Panda was gaining money for I don't know what reason, just for having Babs. Because I originally I thought that Babs wouldn't talk to me anywhere else apart from at Gem Pandas, and then to see all of that money appear, it's not normal money. It was strange. I didn't know what to make of that.
Yeah, it's a lot of weird things going on right now. Like Sean Hawkins came back from wherever he's been, and he put out a video addressed to you, Bev. That was pretty hilarious. I wish we could go over some of that. But anyway, not to get off the topic. Yeah, you were able to cover pretty much the whole presentation, right? Yesterday with Larry Scott, someone who we've been trying to track down for a very long time. And you were given that opportunity yesterday to do that. And it seemed like he didn't even know what differential leveling was. In the 35 years he's been a surveyor, since 1991, which is actually 30 years, he doesn't know what differential leveling is. And he was talking about a unicorn code. Maybe he was reading it.
He to be honest, he might have said uniform.
Yeah,
but
give him the benefit of the doubt on the uniform.
Give him the benefit of the doubt.
And then he said something about curvosity.
Just on that.
He definitely didn't seem to know what differential leveling was, and he'd never even heard of double rodding, which means he's never had to do a standard accuracy check.
Or an actual measurement, right? Rather than just collecting a data point that's already been established, right?
Well, yeah, in 30 years ago, I mean, GPS wouldn't have been a thing. So if you were learning back in the 90s, then you would definitely have had to work with an auto level, establishing elevation checks.
Let's not forget, if the angles are off, then that creates puddles.
Yeah, it was only the 800 microns, he said. That was about ridiculous right there.
Yeah. Yeah, because I'm not aware of any auto level or theodolite measuring to a micron. No.
Is he a machinist or something? I mean, that sounds like you're machining a part, right? I mean, you're doing a piston, right, Brian?
Yeah, Brian would know more about that sort of level of accuracy.
You didn't know they used dial calipers when they...
Yeah, really.
Them sort of tolerances in high precision grinding, you could not get that on a turning job.
Do those machines have earth curve switches? Those high precision, because later Blue was talking about installing equipment that followed the curvature of the earth, and he used a water level to make sure they were level. Smart man.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Lewis.
Oh yeah. Yeah, actually, with the presentation that I gave on Jose's, I've got it cut, so it's just the presentation. I think I'll release that after we've finished here, and then there is a longer cut of the entire thing. It's about 4 hours with a bit of useless bearded dragon.
Bearded devil.
Oh right.
Oh come on! I enjoyed that part. That's where I was actually in there.
Says,
That was fun.
nothing.
That was a fun, Larry.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it, Jerry.
That's in the other video, right? I just wanted to do one where it was just the presentation and hopefully no outside influence of whatever they were trying to do with the distraction techniques to to confuse people. So that's what we're after now. We're on to the more simpler reality now, where we can just hopefully make stuff easy. We're done with it. Emma's helped us out. We've left Jem's helped us out by letting his trolls call us child abusers. So we don't need that sort of stuff anymore. We don't need the confusion. We don't need the obfuscation.
Yeah. I almost forgot to mention about Lewis. When Lewis came by and went through the presentation, that was very cool. Maybe not for him, but, for reality's sake, what he discovered, and basically rage quit and left. That was really good because it was kind of a setup going into the discussion with Larry Scott over at Jose's. Very similar there.
It was a practice.
Mm-hmm.
It gave us a chance to practice the presentation, which Louis got triggered before we got to the actual proof of the straight line test. So Louis, he did. So he never actually got to see the actual. Go on. Sorry.
Am I real low? I'm real low.
No,
Sorry,
you're all right.
My mic sucks. I know. No, I was just gonna say I was watching that. Was it Larry or Lori? I think it was Lori.
Yeah, Lori, Larry, and
man, that Lori one was awesome. He was super figured.
Oh my god, dude! That guy was a nut.
Lori, Larry, and Louie.
Mm-hmm.
The Three Stooges.
Isn't that weird? All of them are right angles, right? L. 3 right angles.
That's a meme if I've ever heard of it. The Three Stooges right angle meme. Larry, Louie, and Lewis.
Where's
what is it?
When you need
Where's
him?
Lori, Larry, and Louie.
Lori, Larry, and Louie. Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
I call that one guy Louie the Lion.
You gotta do like a little DuckTales, little duck. Idiots on water.
Yeah. Is this water horizontal? Yeah. I think so. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I think it's a lot of this discussion I hear out there now about air pressure. I'm not sure if that's stemming from the hydrostatics or, maybe people are starting to realize that that's why the surface of water is horizontal. You guys are real quiet. I think I have a technical problem here.
No, it's okay. I mean,
okay. All right.
I'm making a brew in the kitchen. I thought.
I was like, there's a way this many people can be this quiet
noticed
right
the
now.
same, right? This whatever's going
Can I
on
tell
at
a
the
quick little
minute,
story?
people noticing pressure changes or there's changes happening, and I think maybe they're unaware. They're just trying to get away from the water level argument and moving into air pressure.
Mm-hmm.
But not realizing sort of the same thing.
Yeah, I think that's a big logical hurdle you'd have to really jump over is to say that air curves, and even Brenda wouldn't go that far as to say that the air curves. Maybe she didn't understand the implications of that, that even altitude of atmospheric pressure, what density, whatever mainstream science wants to call it, that's what establishes that horizontal equilibrium across that water, and that's why the water level works. But I guess soon we'll be able to demonstrate that with the weather getting a little bit nicer here. A lot of different people have demonstrations set up ready to go, so things are going to get really cool really soon.
Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. When the Larry Scott video came out of the 2 inches drop of the cement building, Blue said that the water level would be above the end of the cement and you could measure the drop from it. And yesterday he changed his tune and said that the water level is curving. So he's not very, he's pretty confused on which stance he wants to go with on the water level himself.
It's the models, isn't it? It's the confusion between the drop and the hump models. Like, they have to be the same, but them being the same makes them different, because they are in reality the two different models. The paradox is there.
Yeah, I liked in the discussion with Lewis, you got into that question: how high can I raise the center of this water level before it ceases to function as a tool to establish a horizontal plane of reference? And he was like, "Yeah, I'm familiar with that. 33 feet, something like that.
34, I think he said.
Yeah.
No, at first he said he didn't know anything about it.
Yep.
He didn't know where the point was going.
He'd been Googling, hadn't he? Or he'd had some help Googling.
Yeah, Lewis was definitely being fed when he was talking about that, because he's He tried to say that he had learned it somewhere in school. Well, if you did, I mean, it would have been so brief. There's no way you remember it. You definitely don't remember the figure.
You wouldn't have remembered the cavitation point of water if you learned it at school.
No.
No?
No.
Oh. What sort of school did you go to?
Oh, well, obviously, I probably didn't even go to school if I don't know that.
Yeah. Because he only just remembered it halfway through the conversation. He didn't know it at the beginning. I don't know how he... It might come to you later on, Ricky. You never know.
I tried to look up cavitation and get where he got the 34 from. I have heard that before in the last 6 months, though. That 33 is kind of the negative point, and then 34 is the end, right?
Yeah.
It's something to do with that. I don't even remember much about it, but 34 did seem pretty reasonable when he spouted out.
Mm-hmm. It's a different number, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
So how could you have a 28-meter hump of water in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain?
What did Larry say when I put that to him? When I was showing him the hump model, can you remember?
I might have missed it.
I must have missed that part.
Wow, we might have. Well, I did put 23.7 miles on the distance when we did the hump model. We changed it because it was I did that specifically.
Wasn't that right at the end of the video, though, when he was starting to get really triggered, when you drew the big rainbow line and then draw the line across the bottom that was straight? Or was that a different video? Because that was fucking hilarious.
Was Lewis.
It might have been Lewis, yeah.
That was Lewis.
It might have been Lewis, but fuck,
yeah,
I was laughing.
Larry hasn't done it.
Off.
Yeah, I'm sure I showed so Larry the hump and drop model yesterday on Jose's. Did I not? If I didn't,
well, I was saying Larry
I don't think you busted out the whiteboard.
Yeah, you used the whiteboard, yes.
Yeah. Oh my god, I think
pull out the whiteboard.
We might be getting confused between different presentations.
Oh, I remember laughing when he drew the drop.
The problem is we got Larry, Lori, and
Lewis.
Who's the other one?
Larry, Lori.
The Three Stooges.
Yeah.
You got the three L's mixed up.
Right angles.
Yeah. Anyway, what did Larry say in regards to that 28-meter hump, Bev?
I don't know, but I definitely went over it. I've got it here on the thing, so. Oh, let me just get it back on there. I think
interesting guy.
I even wrote 28.46. He knew it was 28.5, so he's very knowledgeable. Larry was of the amount of hump in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain. There's only one way you know that, isn't it?
Yep, if you talk to your buddy.
I'll go and get the clip for you of where we went over it. So
it's hard to make everything balance on a sphere model, right? Like, I don't know, Bearded Devil, who kept being adamant about every surface of a sphere is two-dimensional, and I said, what shape is the Earth? Crickets.
There's from the cutting.
That's why he wouldn't answer it, because now we're living on a 2D thing here.
Because you guys will have only been able to watch Jose's, would you?
The camera kills my phone, so I missed a lot of that.
So, but as you can see there is a water level, and there is a hump, and there is another water level in the middle that he wanted me to put 28.46 meters higher. There was a question mark there, so he's give us those numbers. Now, I don't know whether I mentioned about the cavitation point of water at 30
probably not.
Feet. Maybe not. But
I don't think you did yesterday.
If Louis knows about it, right? Louis was taught about it in school.
Yeah.
Then how would...
But hey,
I don't know how would anybody be able to put water up there.
I think you did start to try to...
I'd never heard of cavitation.
Yep. Go ahead, Buster.
I was just going to say, I think you did try to go to that, but it seemed like I remember him shutting it down really quick if I'm not mistaken.
I only teach it in machinery when air is introduced by like a prop or some type of spinning apparatus in machinery. They teach cavitation. They don't teach it having to do with the atmosphere. It's not taught.
Yeah.
I heard about it, but I thought it was 60 feet when you guys mentioned it. You know those water towers?
Yeah.
I thought the point was 60 feet.
Bev, do you want to share your screen and play that? Is that a short video clip?
No, it's not. It's not a video. That's just because it's on my. I've took
Oh,
a
it's just
screenshot
I guess.
from my.
Okay.
Yeah, I say like that whole video. I'll put the one of just the presentation out first. That's about an hour 50. But like it says on the thing, anyone can come and have it. It's much better to go through it personally, right? Or 2 or 3 people as a closer group.
Yeah, I thought it was weird. Like 50 got caught up on the straight line for a long time. Gently did too, but Lewis got caught up in the cog disc discussion for it seemed like a half hour.
Yeah.
Just on that.
Yeah,
you
I
just
think
never know.
He was preparing his mind. I mean, Louis knew what he was doing, right? He was preparing his mind for, like, he really took heart of that cog disc bit. Whereas everybody else seems to bypass it and then not understand the cog disc. Whereas I think Louis did fully understand the cog disc. That's why he was laughing at the end. He'd come to terms with it.
I think maybe he had researched it because he knew that he had it. And he knew a lot about it. And then he experienced it here at the end. And he was laughing. It was really awesome. Really an awesome video. But shout out to Jose, man. He's really, maybe it's just a flip flop Jose persona right now, but that's really cool of Jose, to provide that platform. I don't know what he's doing today. Maybe something with Lemon, and we'll see how that goes. But I don't know how long it's going to last. But yeah, shout out to Jose for the Jose that you are presently. I'm not sure what's going on, but it's a very welcome change.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to say thank you as well, giving us that opportunity to put that out when most of the people, the community, seem to be shutting us down, not wanting this sort of a conversation.
Yeah, it's been a lot of different. Go ahead, Flatwood. I'm not
saying you did an awesome presentation, Jose. Congrats.
Oh, cheers, dude.
Yeah, there's been a lot of different discussions going on. Really haven't been over to Brandon's. The topics over there have been a little bit not, geometric, but, I don't know. I see a tie-in. There's kind of a conflict there with the whole mantra of, I love Nathan Oakley, but he says there is no geometric horizon. Okay, when you presuppose a sphere, that's what you say. And you say it 1,000 times, and that's what people say. There is no geometric horizon. But, when you're not presupposing a sphere and you realize that you're on a horizontal baseline and you optically can see that geometry, and it is horizontal. It is a geometric horizon. Sometimes optics prohibit you from seeing that. And they say it's a place you can't go to. But I've seen Wide Awake filming boats out there on that horizon. Okay? That is a place you can go to. And then you disappear, right? So, anyway, times are a-changing. And I think people's feathers are getting a little bit ruffled, but it's okay. We're not presupposing a sphere.
Yeah.
All right. I must say, we actually have quite the panel today.
I'll back you up on that. That if there is one thing we can say about the horizon is all horizontals are parallel to the plane of the horizon. That's a geometric statement. Definitely. So we can definitely say that the horizon is horizontal.
Mm-hmm. And I don't want to create division through communication, right? I don't want to ruffle anyone's black swan feathers, but there was some discussion the other day. QE mentioned UBEV. I didn't hear it directly, but I'm not sure if he wants to talk about the logic. I think that's what you were referring to with the black swan. Did you want to address that or not?
Well, I say I'm open for discussion, and I do love the discussion. If QE's wanting to make it into something, then we can definitely. I don't want to step on anyone's toes with anything if a deal wants to be made out of it. So yeah, I mean, if there wants to be a debate about the logical validity of a logical argument, then I'm up to make it a debate. It would be a better conversation were it to be in a debate setting.
Yeah.
So,
well, I mean, Black Swan. If he wants to talk about Black Swan, does he want to talk about a photograph or an actual logical argument?
Well, that's what I'd be talking about. It would be just the logical argument and the logic behind the statement of the Black Swan, not a picture. I don't consider it a picture. Never have considered the Black Swan a picture. I don't really discuss pictures. That's why a lot of people got upset with us for similar reasons. The optics of a picture, meaningless in reality to me.
Yeah, Travis has been doing a lot of good work traveling around from California down to New Orleans, down there at Lake Pontchartrain, and I guess he's heading back out again on Monday to do that. But the more I learn about the nature of perpendicular light and the horizontal reflections, it's really there's a good tie-in between optics, not just the miraging and things like that, but the literal horizontal lines that are created out there on the horizon. Excuse me. Dry throat. Yep. But you're not making a measurement; you're making an observation. But it's certainly a big topic. The horizon around you is not a circle; it is a straight line. No matter which way you turn and look, it's always a straight line. Not sure what I was looking at there. Oh, is that Flatzoid? Your camera's on. What's up? Yep, sorry.
Yeah, I'll be away for a minute.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, I wanted to go down to the beach this morning, but we didn't make it. I had a few things to do. Was somebody else trying to talk?
Yeah, Rob.
Hey, Rob, what's up?
I was just wondering if you guys wanted to hear a quick little funny story about my boss.
Do you want it put out on YouTube?
Okay. Yeah, it's funny.
Okay. All right.
So he just had his birthday, and somebody got him an Apple Watch.
I
don't know if you guys know about these Apple Watches. Well, it's got a little globe on it, and he walks around spinning his globe on his Apple Watch. And I keep laughing at him every time I see him looking at his Apple Watch. I say, "What are you doing? Spinning your globe?"
Sorry,
I thought it was funny because he's always looking at his Apple Watch now, and every time I see him, I'm like looking at his watch. I'm like, "Spinning your globe," because it's got, how they got the little Apple back screen with the globe. Well, you can actually spin it on the Apple Watch, and he just walks around spinning it. I'm like, "So that's where you think you live?" And he just laughs.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah, I don't use Apple for some reason. I'm an Android person, but
yeah, me too. Yeah. But I just think it's funny with him walking around with his little Apple Watch spinning his globe on his two-dimensional surface.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's funny, they say, geometry is not reality, but if they did have a two-dimensional surface of a sphere, they would never be able to represent elevation above that, right? And that's what Euclidean geometry is. And a lot of people have thought Euclidean geometry was just a 2D plane geometry, but it's actually Euclidean 3 space, which is X, Y,
reality.
and Z. Yeah. Yeah, like the ether band. I was telling Travis, that's just a 3D horizontal density band that extends into the depth axis. That low level density band is like that Euclidean 3 space. You're not looking at a sphere. You're not looking at that. You're looking at a geometric horizon, which, depending on the weather, you might see a lot of atmosphere in front of you. You may see a long, long distance to a far off sunset. That's another thing. The globe heads were like, why does the sun go down? Like a caveman. Why does the sun go down? Travel underneath the earth, and come back on the other side. It's just not what's happening. If you ever look at light extinction, it's real science. You can look at the missiles fired off at night and see how they disappear and into the atmosphere, and see how the sunlight gets dragged down from refraction. Something that they totally flipped. I told Rumpus, you guys understand what refraction is. Light gets bent down into a more dense medium, right? So that light that's coming at you is getting bent down. And as that sun goes away, it appears to get lower and lower until you no longer see it. So they just pretend like it's supposed to lift things back up. It's the opposite. Looks like you're back, Bev.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
Got an old DP meme. Well, a new one. Well, what were you going on about? So.
Oh, just typical stuff. Euclidean 3 space and the horizontal horizon, and
Can I because last night it came up again, the magic angle. That angle that everybody seems to use, that in maths and geometry, spoken of in many places in many different ways. Angular distance and an angular size and an angular, I don't know, whatever, angular refraction.
Yeah, 3,000 times bigger than a 2.5 centimeter tennis ball.
It's just an angle. Right? That's all it ever is. It's an angle, and it has a number associated with it. You can't do anything with the angle on its own. So if anybody ever tells you anything about an angle and an angular distance and an angular size, we get to clarify what it is that they're actually talking about, and is it just an angle? Because it's getting a little bit confusing about what people are actually talking about, and I'm not so sure that people that are listening are actually hearing and understanding the words that people are using. An angle's just an angle. And if the idea is for us to progress and go forwards, then we should try and simplify the words that we're using so people can understand what it is we're actually doing. I mean, I've had Ruhif claim he can go and look at the horizon, like we said, it is horizontal, and get an angle. Well, that's just an angle again. That's all it is. You can't do anything with it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a lot of people listen to other people talk and they never research things on their own. And last night I noticed there was a lot of that going on with like several different people talking about something that they didn't really know anything about. Maybe just heard some stuff from some other people who didn't really know what they were talking about either. These things that we talk about, you need to research them and understand them. and not just express your opinion on these things. That's why we're in the situation we're in right now. You know, from listening to rumpus. You know. Yep.
Clear. That's the way we get educated. That's the way our education system works. People that don't know what they're talking about, teaching kids about what to think and know about stuff.
Yeah, it's you can watch it happen in these discussions. Like, I don't really know anything about, you know, atmospheric pressure or anything, but I'm going to sit here and talk about it and argue with you about what you don't know about it too. Where does that leave you in the end? You know, you need to research this stuff and do demonstrations for yourself, you know, like Buster's done, to start understanding these things. You know, you can say, I've seen this happen, you know, I know what's going on. I don't know why, maybe, but I know it. This is what happens, you know. But anyway, I didn't mean to get off on a different subject there, but yeah, your point was that an angle alone, though, is just not. It's not sufficient.
Mathematically, it's just an angle. It's just one corner of
even
a triangle.
Optically, it's just even optically, it's just an angle, though. If you know, bro, you're actually looking in angles.
The weird thing about it is, when you think of an angle, it starts off from the vertex point and it expands as it goes out. The angle stays the same, but the distance between the two straight lines that form the angle get greater. It moves apart. But as we all know, stuff, as it disappears into the distance, gets smaller. So that angle, I don't know what it has in relationship to the object. It's just a different angle. It's not really an angle size. The angle changes. The object stays the same size, but changes. I don't know.
I know what you're trying to say.
It's a confusion. Yeah, it's a confusion that happens within the wordage of what you're doing, and people end up getting confused in what is actually being said. There needs to be more clarity in what it is that we're talking about, because it leaves us in a position where you can have somebody called Al Biruni coming up with a method to do just that, just an angle. This man has an angle on a stick, and he's presupposed the ball with a radius from an angle on a stick. Now, if you can have a concept that sort of stuff is allowed, then you leave yourself in a place where you can believe you can do things with an angle. It's just impossible. It's not that magic. The maths and the geometry behind it all isn't that fantastic. You can't do such fantastic things with angles.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it many times yesterday with Larry as he was trying to explain stuff. Now, I guess we have the shield of geometry or whatever, where we have the understanding to know what Larry was talking was just a load of words rambled together that meant nothing. But I'm not so sure how many other people could see that. That's what I want to try and hopefully help bring to people, is the clarity of the words that we're using and what can and can't be done in reality.
Yeah, but Larry has a way of spewing out word salad to make it sound like he's correct.
Yeah, but he's not. Yeah, what I think about when I think about a angle in regards to these long range observations, I'm sharing my screen right now. If you guys want to click on there, the video is just called 1,000 Yard Stare. But it's an observation of a sail, and I believe the sail actually is maybe miraged itself, but it's really interesting to watch as you travel through the field of view. It gives you I think the camera was moving around a little bit there too, but you're looking at an impossible angle you would never see with the naked eye. You're only seeing it because it's magnified, and it goes extinct right there. It literally disappears. But, that angle you're looking at, to me, is like looking down like an alligator's mouth. That tiny angle, that impossible angle is what you're looking at right there. That's not a measurement.
No. No. I quite like all of those photos because it when you see it like that, it looks fantastic. But what you've got to realise is that's a P1000, P900. That's a massive zoom. You never get to see that normally unless you've got one of these cameras with this fantastic zoom on it.
Mm-hmm.
And that angle, as you say, is the angle of the size of that particular piece at that distance. The angle would change for whatever reasons. They say that that particular area within that 15 degrees is within a magnification layer, or you can't trust anything within that layer. Is that, what do they call it, astronomically? The lights in the sky for navigation purposes are only 15 degrees above the horizontal.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm usually outside from 5:30 a.m. until I don't know, midnight sometimes. But when I watch the moon down in that 15-degree low angle, it's kind of oblong shaped. When it's full, you can tell it just gets stretched into an oblong. It's a really weird thing. But you know why it's happened. You know why it's happening if you understand reality and what you're actually looking into there. The sun does that as well. Who was that saying that? B-Ball for Life was saying, why does the sun shrink as it goes away? That atmospheric magnification, makes it look larger as it goes away from you. They know that, and they pretend like they don't, and that's what frustrates me. Look, you've been in this topic for a long enough time. Can you not think for yourself? Has not anyone ever explained to you what's going on? Can you not see the difference between atmospheric magnification of objects, ships, lights in the sky? Can you not see that? Can you not put two and two together and realize, oh, that's why it doesn't go, that's why the sun doesn't shrink down to nothing, because there's air in the sky that's making it loom large, at that low angle, that 15 degrees of density down there. And then it goes away. And then, it's a weird thing too, how the light lights up the sky. Once it sets, and you don't have like the headlights basically in your face anymore, the direct light, it's like everything else just lights up for, I don't even know how long. Down in Florida, it would be like once the sun set, and that was like a 5-minute process. Once it got down there on the edge, it was 5 minutes. I told my cousin, I said, watch, it won't be long. Boom, it was gone. But once that direct light, those headlights in your face went away, the whole sky just lit up. And that's obvious. Everybody knows what's going on. They just play stupid. I don't understand B-Ball for Life. I have no idea what he's trying to do. Compressing videos and pretending like these big waves and all that are in Hawaii are not the thing that's obstructing the buildings, I don't understand it. And he won't ever talk.
They've got to right, there are certain things that they latch onto, and that's their topic of discussion. Soundly did well with his picture. He got a fair bit of backing for that. Other people to make it real, right? And B-Ball's just after his Lake Pontchartrain picture, isn't he? That he can get the community behind. The what did he Soundly call it? Globe Live Tourism, or Globe Live Tourism, I think he called it. There's obviously a pot of money that go round, and B-Ball's hoping that he can get one of his or something.
Mm-hmm. I was looking at Buster's picture of the moon he just put up here. Take Back Space one night was telling us about these craters are actually hexagonal. When you really look at them, they're all hexagons. And once somebody tells you that, you start to see it for yourself. That's a hell of a shot, Buster. Damn.
Yeah, I've seen him do that where he draws on the moon on his live streams. It's pretty cool. Yeah.
What'd you get that with a P1000?
Yeah.
Wow. There's not much more detail, is there, to see? Like over there on the left, that crater, you can see inside that crater, pimple, whatever the hell it is. You can see all the detail in there. It's not like there's a space buggy or a flag or anything sitting around somewhere.
Can't tell which way round it is, though. That's the thing. Like, you're seeing it one way, but it could just as easily be. Remember the egg cartons? Could just as easily be the opposite way. I mean, we don't know. It's just an optical.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's a good picture, though. Show you what you can do nowadays with these cameras.
Yeah, that's excellent, Buster.
Thanks.
Oh, look at Rockia's.
Fuzzy one. But
yeah, I got a
You're
little
awesome, Buster.
For that.
Yeah, God Scalpel's a huge fan of yours, Buster.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan.
Don't sound so excited.
He's the best. Buster, he's the best. If he can't do it, nobody can.
Great.
Yeah.
That almost rhymes. If it rhymed, it would rhyme.
How about Buster, he's our man. If nobody can do, or no, if he can't do it, nobody can.
Yeah, we are live.
Yay, Buster!
Hello world out there. That's God Scalpel singing. I hope you enjoyed that.
Are you recording?
Many apologies. We're live.
Oops.
Welcome.
Back on mute now. Can we cut that out somehow live?
Yeah, do you have a time machine where we can go back and edit reality?
I hear Space can live stream.
Why did half the people just leave?
To make room for the crowd that wants to come. That's why. Alright, I'm going on.
I actually enjoyed the singing. It was great. Just, I don't know why you weren't playing guitar when you sang. Would have been better.
The YouTube chat's loving the singing. I think you're brilliant.
It's kind of quiet when I'm on mute.
You've got some fans out there.
Obviously.
Maybe I can start a career. Selima Gomez, watch out! I'm coming for you.
That's a nice.
Justin Bieber, here I come.
Yeah. So Emma, what's going on?
Are the trolls leaving us alone? Still.
Yeah, there's no trolls in the chat.
Nice. This is well, I mean, we have stopped them from coming in here, but they was too scared to come in here anyway. Now, if anybody wants to come and chat, and you can't get in here, we go to either Nips or Cleary. you've opened up right line geometry, right?
Yeah.
For right reply, anybody wants to come and chat, we can go over there. Anybody wants to come over here is completely at Emma's discretion. Always has been. Never be any different. And I'm fine with that. In fact, I think everybody who's over here will find very little change. It's just that the trolls now cannot interact, which is I'm fine with also.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we had enough interaction.
Does this at all?
Go ahead.
This at all limit our talk about Emma's mask wearing ability in her past, or will we get kicked out for that?
Past or future mask wearing is very off topic, I think.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Okay.
Deny the existence of any mask talk. Emma.
Would you like me to explain it for the audience, or?
Getting some nugget masks made, aren't you?
Yeah, two nuggets is a 4-pack.
All men's masks matter. Yeah, good times. I think Jose shut down the trolls basically by giving us mic priority. You saw how good it can be. Even then, the people that we let talk still reified their model every chance they got. It was actually alarming to me. And I thought back in my life, did I ever sound like that? Every chance they got, they had to bring in the gravity well or globe or whatever. And it was just telling to me. They can't help it. They think they have to do it or something's going to explode.
Well, Rakia, don't you think they were screaming at the mic when they were muted? They're kind of fundamental, those guys.
Yeah.
To each their own. It just, the subject matter wasn't about a shape of anything. The subject matter was about geometry and horizontal being level. It had nothing to do with, anything else. They just had to keep bringing it in. But I think that shows how Bev did good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you there. I was going to say there's 3 questions I want to ask a Globehead. How much does the Earth weigh? And what's holding it up? And which direction is down in ever-expanding space? I don't think they could answer those questions. If you follow that line of thought. A massive block of dirt floating in a vacuum being held up by a gravity well because down is down. You know what I mean? Maybe I've lost everyone.
Yeah, I think so.
Can we have that guy sing again?
Yeah. I think what it did, the presentation, it exposes the concept of a straight line and what your idea is. Because if you follow geometry and you follow the test, then it is a shared straight line segment. Has to be, from one end of a water level to the other. But it sort of exposes the problem that occurs if you have a model. Because you have to get that to fit your model. Well, you can't have a mathematical proof of something being a straight line that also curves unless you enter the realms of imaginometry. The only way it happens. Luckily, we've prepared ourselves for that.
Remember, Craig said we have to get rid of the 5th postulate. So
they have to get rid of a lot more than that. Because there isn't really a 5th postulate. That's all a big trick. And you can't get rid of an axiom that states a triangle is formed.
Can I just...
Go on.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
No, I was... The 5th postulate, I don't know if you guys ever I posted a video because I was watching somebody else talk about the fifth postulate, and it's almost like the way that he worded it. It's up to the reader to decipher what it means.
Well, that's the way they have to do it. They have to give you that chance to put something that is mathematically.
I'm gonna look back.
Yeah.
And repost it, and maybe we could go over that video. I don't think we'll be able to play it, copyright reasons, but maybe somebody wants to back me up on this.
Yep.
It's just different.
We will be definitely going over all of this geometry stuff because it's fascinating
it's in Room 101.
to me.
I'm just gonna go double check it.
Yeah. It is. It's a concept of a fifth postulate that isn't even a postulate. It's an axiom. It's an axiom that states a triangle will have 2 right angles of worth of angles.
Mm-hmm.
It's got nothing to do with parallel.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing when it comes to Larry Scott's tilt. You know, imagine going out as a surveyor and saying, "Oh, I established my vertical. Yeah, 90 degrees, right?" No, it's just like 89 something.
In the distance.
Yeah, get your ass back out there and establish that vertical. No, it's tilted. Oops, sorry.
It's in room 101, and no, sorry, Clay. It is in room 101, and it's like the second video up that I posted. Euclid, the father of geometry.
Oh yeah.
3-minute video. So I don't know if you want to just take a quick watch.
I'll be able to watch any TED stuff on live. I'll go over it.
No, not on live. I just at some point you should check that out. It is pretty cool.
Yeah, will do. Go back to that.
Okay. Yeah. Just that's just crazy for anyone to expect people to believe. But I guess they do believe what he says. So.
Oh, see, we've got Data and Gently in it. Room 101.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Data was wanting to get on the show. He's like, I don't see anybody in Discord. I'm like, well, we're not on my server. We're over here.
Yeah, well, if you wanted to go over there and invite him in, if you particularly wanted to do that.
Yeah. I don't know.
I'm not so sure. Are we finished? I don't think we're finished here, are we yet?
It depends on what you want to do.
Yeah.
Do you want to get into like Proposition 16 or?
Well, I don't know. I thought we go over the events.
Mm-hmm.
The nugget controversy was quite a good one. I don't think we've spent enough time on the nugget.
Yeah, all I know is that I don't even want to eat nuggets anymore.
I've been looking at a lot of pictures of nuggets.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that was down to a posting rights on a server that people like to say they don't like the idea of being silenced. But having been over there recently and had to deal with Jen Panda, who does definitely mute you and then talks about rubbish about you and then says what your argument was, not giving you right of reply, then unmutes you, and then as soon as you start talking again, then remutes you to say that you're awfully rude.
For over talking.
Yeah, and then he
reframes what you said.
He took away all of our posting rights, so we couldn't post pictures. I mean, people like DP have had that forever on all of those servers. Now, I can't imagine what it'd be like to be a... I didn't quite like losing the posting rights anyway. But imagine being a meme guy. Your trade is memes. And you have that posting rights took off you. I mean, that is silencing you. If you're the meme guy and you don't talk, you like to post pictures. I mean, they like to post all sorts of pictures over there at Gems.
Yeah, if the Pinkertons had a sense of humor instead of pretending like they have some type of victory or some stupid shit like that, yeah, they would laugh at the Nugget thing. You know, Nugget lives matters. They should say, "Ha, that's pretty funny," you know. But they want to strip your ability to post things away, and then you're like, "Look, why are we even here if we can't joke around? You're trolling us, saying you're trolling, Rakia, saying he had a platter full of nuggets, and we joke about it back at you, take the piss out of it, and then you take our rights away? I mean, why are we even here? What kind of game are you guys playing? You know?"
Yeah. Well, I got it. It got brought to my attention the other day as we were doing with Babs, because he wouldn't want to talk over at Brandon's, and he didn't want to talk anywhere else. It had to be at Gems, and he didn't want to debate, and I wondered why it was a debate. And then I asked around how many debates the Discord server Debate Flat Earth and More might have had on it, and the answer came back quite emphatically, none. There's never been a debate. A formal debate, they said, on a Discord server called Debate Flat Earth and More. Now, it just seems to be that you get ridiculed over there. You don't. There's no debates. You just get ridiculed and then silenced, so they can lie about you. That's all I see going on over there. So I'm quite happy to be away from that particular server.
Yeah, it was fun going over there. I don't know if anybody watched that 11-hour visit over there, the 9-hour over there, or the 3 or 4 hours with Babs over there. But it's just you're over there presenting geometry, and it's just a pushback from nonsense. It's like like what I witnessed last night. People arguing from a position that they've learned about from Rumpus or George or Larry or Jesse or that guy from Maine, and they're supporting that argument based on what they learned from someone who doesn't even know what they're talking about. But they'll fight you tooth and nail to the death, because they won't go out and actually research and experience anything for themselves. They just perpetuate an argument based on ignorance, and that's been demonstrated with over, God, what is that, like 24 hours worth of content over there?
Oh, over at Gems?
Yeah, that's
well over that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's why when George is on, I don't really talk to him, because all he does is just call a person idiot and spews nonsense, and then I just agree with him.
Yeah, that's Rumpus's argument also with us. I would say that it's freed us up, but it was a good study. I mean, there's not many other places where you can go into a room and find a load of adults, grown men and women, who really get triggered by reality. When you go around, there's not many places you can go to and state facts about reality that we live in and watch such a triggered response. It has been fascinating to go through that study to see what happens when people, the different reactions that people have when they're triggered, like I say, by reality. Most normal people find it, these sort of things normal when you say them to them. But like I say, there's some fantastic study work I think people can do still. I mean, it's still of benefit to go over there to see what's going on.
Yeah, if you ever talk to people about flat Earth, try something different. Just talk to people about, just say, like, next time you're around your friends, family, or just anyone, that you feel like you can talk to, just say, do you think that straight lines curve? Or do you think you could draw a straight line on a ball? Or do you think 2 straight lines can enclose a space?
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Is it
Maybe
axiomatic
no.
that 2 straight lines cannot enclose a space? Or the other one is perpendicular. Is there any other way you can have a perpendicular other than 2 straight lines at right angles to each other? Because in reality, yeah, of course that can happen. On the model, no. No, it's just not geometrically allowed. Simple, basic facts.
Yeah, I got my fancy water level out the other day to check the elevation on a concrete pad they were going to pour. And the guy that was the contractor, been doing it for years. He's like, well, what's that? I just kind of chuckled to myself.
Did he check it with anything else, or?
I sat it up and just used the movable measuring tape on it and just checked the different elevations to know where to move the dirt to level it out. You know, it was great. I mean,
yeah,
worked perfect. But it was just funny. The guy was like, "What's that you got there?" It's like, it's a water level.
He's got his new state of the art. Switch it on.
Wait, let me calibrate it first.
Buster, you could make that your what's that called? Like your field where you evangelize or whatever. You bring that out, and then you could start talking about water level.
Yeah, it makes the penny drop pretty quick. That's for sure.
You just have to put a sticker on there saying water level 2000. It's the new model.
Well, this is pretty fancy. It's got like a contraption for. It's got a. Let me post a picture of debate. Just hang on.
Does it have a switch on it?
Yeah, it's got like a laser and then a thing like put a scope on one end. You can look down it from one end to the other.
Curvature on off switch.
Yeah, that's. I think some of the newer models have that. Differential leveling techniques done properly account for curvature of Earth.
But then you do calculations and after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah, they seem to be all wrapped up in bits with how to explain exactly how a straight line can curve. Because geometrically it has to.
Yeah, I'd love to be standing there with one of them and say, is this horizontal right here? Oh, yeah. All right, let's take a step. Is this horizontal right here? Yeah. Okay, let's take another step.
There you go. I posted a picture of it. Man, that thing's been super handy.
Yeah. You need a nice reel for your for all the pipe.
And a sticker. Level is horizontal.
Oh, yeah, I should do that. Sure.
Put that on your reel. This reel is not horizontal.
No yawning on a live stream.
Sorry. Well, if you guys could pick up the pace a bit, I wouldn't be yawning.
Well, we're waiting for you to say something exciting.
Well, I did. I sang. I entertained. What more do you want from me?
Well,
I guess it's
an expert in hydrostatics. Maybe he can enlighten.
Expert.
Didn't you tell Kiwi all about hydrostatics?
Well, you want to talk about him, that's for sure.
Oh, I just thought you did. Whatever. I guess you don't. You'd rather sing.
Singing's fun. Hydrostatics can be fun.
How's your debate going? God, so is it coming on? It might be the debate of the year. That you're waiting for a summer.
What's
event.
that?
Your debate. Weren't you?
Which debate?
Weren't you having a debate with somebody over
on hydrostatics?
Whoa, I don't know. Has it progressed to hydrostat? I thought it was something about oiled up.
We're gonna stay proper point proper.
Oh, that debate. That debate. Oiled. What is it? Oiled up slap. What was it?
Was that crit?
Slap poetry.
Yeah, oiled up slap poetry. Yeah, something like that. And serial killers.
Yeah, I think that was he was in the midst of his. I think he's come out of it on the other side a little bit better now. He's feeling a bit better.
I think so. He didn't leave me alone for a complete day on the DMs and in other chat rooms throughout all of Discord, and he's kind of pretty much ever since that one day he kind of backed off. So I think he's moved on in life, which is good.
Oh, so the debate's not going to happen. Scott Veach is not going to moderate.
Yeah, I tried to, but it seemed like all parties weren't overly willing, including the moderator.
Hey, Jim, you missed us. What's going on, dude? He's over in your chat.
Is he? In the YouTube?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you'll be getting in. Nice for him to join on the chat, though. Is he? I don't want to.
My community wants you, Bev.
Yeah, I bet you do. I bet you made a bit of money. But we're done with it, Jem. I've had enough of people calling other people child abusers for just asking questions. It's not a nice place, Jem. And helping people make money from it is, I don't know. I'm not happy with the way people get silenced and then abused. Sort of calling people child abusers is a form of abuse. And then you getting money for doing that is it's okay though.
And then they dox and abuse other people, and then mute them and take away their texting privileges when they try to defend themselves, like Rakia, for instance.
Yeah, and the Nuggets.
So
the big
Dave,
nugget.
do you still get bothered by that? Do you still get bothered by that T-Braid guy on Twitter?
I couldn't understand what he said.
Yeah.
No, the Twitter guys have sort of laid off. They seem to perk up a bit last week when we was over at Gems. The Twitter trolls perked back up again of no accord. I don't know why. It just seems like there might be a connection to do with Gems. Gem, I mean, you may have Twitter connections. I don't know. It was weird that Sean Hawkins came back as well. I mean, he's not a silent partner back there.
Yeah, that was a hilarious video.
Yeah, but Sean has to try and get the heat off of him with the 10,000.
No,
debacle.
Sean, homeless Sean. Sean.
Oh, other ones.
Yeah. Sean Hawkins came back to do some sort of some sort of a strange hit job. Offord has bigger problems at the minute because they've got a beef with is it Unirock. It's sort of a lot of people have. I bet most people haven't heard about it, but there is a big funding crisis or something that's going on at the minute. Slice Barkane's making videos. He wants to talk to Unirock. Unirock saying that the maybe GoFundMe may have been defrauded, right, for some of the money. And then he points out that the entire group of Sean Hufford and Fight the Flat Earth, Red's Rhetoric, have made over $100,000, I think, within the GoFundMes. That's not counting super chats and all of that sort of money that they've had.
Yeah, the problem is they don't account for any of the funds, and that's where the problem comes in.
Yeah, a bit like because Slice Barkane. It's a bit weird that Slice Barkane's doing that because Slice Barkane has had a GoFundMe to do his bending water level experiment that he couldn't find the leaks for the first time. So I don't think that is actually been done either. And it was GoFundMe project. I mean, He's got the camera and he's still got the equipment. He's shown everyone he's got all of the stuff, but the actual experiment for the GoFundMe hasn't actually been done. So I don't know. There's loads of really weird things with the GoFundMes at the minute that I'm not too sure whether it's a good idea that all of these things are going on. Like some things may be a distraction, but people have gone to prison for taking less money. I think Unirock was saying somebody had gone to prison for 2,000 for defrauding on a GoFundMe. So I don't know. I mean, it's strange that this isn't being talked about within the community. Strange.
Yeah,
to
every
me.
time you go on a show, they just do the test. Just do the test. When you got one guy in their community that's got 4 times the equipment and nothing to show for it.
Yeah, he won't even come and talk about the test that he's doing.
Not only does he have 4 times the equipment, but did he not fund, like, GoFundMe for all of the cost of the entire equipment?
Yeah, and his camera and everything. Yeah. It's strange.
It's a little strange, yeah.
It's almost as though it's like a magic trick, isn't it? Where they sort of point at one thing and whilst doing something else. It's a deception tactic. Make sure you look at that and definitely don't look at what we're doing. Because I can remember Slice Barcane said that my test is a fraud. Publicly, he said that on Jose's. I think that was why Jose banned us in the first place, because he came here after the Slice Barcane thing. And, well, it's all that's water under the bridge. But, yeah, they still say, I think Sean Hawkins said it was a fraud, didn't he? In the video he made. Strange that these people keep saying that I'm a fraud whilst they're the ones that are getting money. It's strange. Very, very strange. But yeah, I thought it was a bit weird that nobody in the community was talking about it, because not a lot of people would know that sort of amount of money gets handed out around that community. But that amount of money is it's the money for insults to that crew, and they seem to get rewarded for doing the similar sort of behaviour that Gem Panda's server does all the time. And it's not much of a difference between what Fight the Flat Earth does and what Gem Panda's server seems to do. I mean, it is broadcast live on YouTube. It's monetised, obviously, with the super chats.
Yeah, Cleary, I think you got a couple super chats you might want to read off. No, I'm just
yeah, Jim Panda says, Bev, please come back. I miss you.
Oh,
yeah. What was that for? About £5?
Yeah. I've got it here in dollars. It's different. It's weird, yeah. Hey, Super Flurf, what's up?
Yeah, so I thought I would keep everybody up to date on that, because I'm quite... I like to keep an eye on that sort of stuff, because I don't like people not being honest about what they do and actually taking money off people. It seems pretty deceptive, because what else happens as well that Unirock was saying is, if anybody speaks up about it, what they do is they just cut that person off out of the community. Rather than deal with the issue, they just make that person disappear. They throw them out of the community, maybe. And there are many different ways and different tactics of that occurring. You know, how that actual... how they stop hearing whatever it is that they don't want to hear about, whether it's that somebody's noticed that they're making lots of money for whatever reasons. Yeah, I'm it's not too keen on that. We like to say we've tried to develop the tests and stuff. Everybody around here will have whatever equipment they have is their own equipment. I bet there's not many people in here that have asked anybody else to get anything for them. Would that be right, guys? I think
I asked somebody to get me a beer one time.
Oh yeah.
Grab me a beer.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah.
Mm. Oh, but Jim says I'm pathological because I was joking when I read that super chat.
Oh.
See, you don't have a sense of humor, Jim. That's your problem.
I think I do more giving than taking.
Yeah, definitely, Rob. Yeah, you do it happily every time I go shopping. You want to see this smile on everybody's face.
Yeah, there's been sightings of Rob Keane in the UK. He gets around. Canadian in the UK.
Oh, I don't know where I've got it. I was thinking I need a new t-shirt as well soon, but some right line geometry, I think.
Please don't put me on your t-shirt.
Yeah, right line geometry would be great.
There you go. Rob Keane, a mask, out and about round town.
That's genius. But really,
Rob Keane was actually the one who was surveying with Brian Leakey. Rob Keane's actually 9.5 feet tall, as you see there.
Has anyone actually heard any feedback on the actual test from the ballers, from the like the straight line test? It's just a geometric straight line, right?
No, it's a sagging fishing line, right?
No, about our one.
Oh, okay.
The one I presented. Because I don't think... Hello?
Why don't you go and read the comments on Jose's video?
On Jose's video?
Yeah.
Okay.
The only thing I've heard is that, yes, it will show it's level because level is curved.
Let me get that live. Jose's
Yeah, your presentation. Just read the comments on the video.
Should I be doing this live? Should I? Because I will do.
No, just have a look through and see if there's anything. I had a quick skim through, so.
3 hours.
Can you hear me?
Who's that?
That's Brian.
Me.
Oh, barely.
The only thing I got... What?
Go ahead, the only thing you got?
The only thing I picked up is somebody said, yes, it will show a level line because level is curved.
Larry said there would definitely be 3.1 millimeters in the middle. FE Dogma.
Thanks for the new icon, Bev.
Here we go. FE Dogma says, I have been to Bev's YouTube channel and also joined his Discord a couple of times, and it is like the movie Groundhog Day, where you are stuck in a repeating time loop of semantical arguments. What Bev needs to understand and agree to is that 1, yes, the FE hypothesis of a level line is a straight line of x elevation parallel to both a horizontal line and a mean sea level flat Earth. But, number 2, the globe hypothesis of a level line is a curved line of x elevation parallel above mean sea level of a curved surface of a globe, and that the level line also curves down from a horizontal line at the point of observation. That's the drop model. Using Euclidean geometry to claim that the globe is not possible is a fool's errand. I don't know why. Bev has been on the same topic for months on end, Groundhog Day. So he's where his evidence of the FE hypothesis, it's not flat Earth, it's just reality, is what we see in the real world. I can easily supply photographic evidence showing the globe hypothesis is correct. Now, that's FE dogma. We've saved
the funny
it.
Thing is, he doesn't even know what you're presenting because he got it all wrong. So,
well, he has been round here. FE dogma's been round here.
Earth shape. He's saying, "Oh, you're saying this about Earth shape and that about Earth shape." Nope, we're not.
Well,
we're establishing the laws first, and then Earth shape will follow.
Say we've been saving a video of where he came round here, showing us how his model works with his geometry, and we'll be quite happy to show that one in a bit once we get a bit more feedback, because that's quite telling of how this imaginary works in imaginary land.
Yeah, any geometry you model, right, like in the real world, which is like what a model actually used to be, it's all going to be like reality, aka Euclidean, aka straight lines will be straight and things won't, if you have two tables that you made straight and you stack them, they're not going to intersect, right? That's not going to happen.
Oh, does anybody want to hear Bearded Devil reply? That
was the one I was wanting to get to.
This is brilliant, this one. Right? In topology, a surface is generally defined as a manifold of dimension 2. This means that a topological surface is a topological space such that every point has a neighbourhood that is homomorphic to an open subset of a Euclidean plane. Wow. Do you want me to do that again? It does sound good. I don't know. Is anybody get your best?
Homeomorphic. I think that's what you.
Homeomorphic to an open. Right. In topology, a surface is generally defined as a manifold of dimension 2. This means that a topological surface is a topological space such that every point has a neighbourhood that is homomorphic to an open subset of a Euclidean plane. I don't think I could make it any more clearer than that. You're coming at it from a baller's point of view, right? Because they're obviously much more intelligent than we are. Now, they are hearing that from Bearded Devil. Now, what do you imagine they're thinking? Because most people here would go, that sounds like a load of bullshit. It doesn't mean anything. It's just a load of words. But I think to these globe model enthusiasts, they think, wow, that sounds really clever. I don't understand it. He's obviously much more cleverer than I am. So that must be true, whatever Bearded Devil's just sprouted there. And that's a good enough excuse for him to think straight lines bend. So somebody else on their side will obviously go, well, that supports my model too. I'll have that. Thank you very much, Bearded.
Yeah, a model is an interpretation of what you got. Right? They interpret that horizontal line established by a water level as a small section of a circle.
Right, here we go. Frank de Broer. I don't know. Bev doesn't understand the prerequisites of a ball at constant curvature, right? A surface of constant curvature. I've said that for quite a while. He thinks that because horizontal is parallel to the ground on a flat plane, it cannot be so on a curved plane. And therefore, he thinks plumb lines need to be parallel with each other at a distance, both on a flat plane and on a curved plan. I once confronted him with reciprocal zenith measurements that showed that a plumb line isn't parallel with another plumb line at a distance. He just ignores that fact because he's stuck in his semantic loop. He is just Dunning-Kruger in the flesh. Right, well, I think he's citing that guy from Maine who seems to have gone missing or changed his name to Doofus Manfred and just refuses to come out and tell people exactly the bullshit that he's just talking about there. But, I mean, anytime we can have another one with that. A Greek mathematician, Archimedes. Right, yep. Bearded Devil, again, this guy is a genius. He's obviously more triggered than the average Glober. Maybe that little encounter at the beginning was enough to set. I mean, this is what you've got to watch out. You make trolls like this. This is what I said. You've got to be careful. So he said 400 meters with water levels spaced at 100 meter intervals. Then drew 5 water levels. He doesn't understand that there's 5 ends in between, like the first one to the last one. There's 5 over 400 meters. It's like a mathematical thing, isn't it? With one at every 100 meters, one at the start and one at the end, and 3 in the middle. He then labelled the space between them 100 meters, like you would if you had 4 100 meters and a start point, remind you, right? And then said they would move the whole thing 200 meters and said they would measure a maximum of 200 meters, not the entire 700 meters, expecting a hump in the middle. Why the fuck would he need more than 200 meters, since that is all he is looking at? Bearded is struggling to understand even what's going on, because did I say there's a hump there, or it was a straight line test? I'm definitely not looking for a hump in the middle. It is a geometric straight line test. But he's not even capable of Samuel Rowbotham. Wow. They keep calling it an experiment. Bearded Devil again. In mathematics, a surface is, generally speaking, an object similar to a plane, but that need not be flat. Thus, a surface is a generalization of a plane, in that curvature is not necessarily 0. This is as analogous to a curve generalizing a bracket straight line. Wow. There are several more precise definitions of a surface. So it again, 2D, 3D. Nothing on the actual geometric proof, which is what I was more interested in. Has anybody got any problems with the test? You know, from our side as well. I say our side. I don't like to say there's different sides or anything, but
I can't see any problem with it.
yeah. No, I mean it's like I say, it's my personal proof. And until you sort of work yourself through a process of checking it, it'll never be your personal proof either. You have to go through a process to work out whether it should be. And to me, that's about as geometric as you can get, is doing it like that. We could do it over a bigger distance, but I mean, again, you can, all it is a proof of a straight line.
Mm-hmm.
You can only go as far as you need to know that it will be a straight line.
Right.
Okay, I've just come up with a plan, a cunning plan. If they say level is only local to your area, to your immediate area, if you had 2 water levels and worked your way towards each other, taking the same reading off a body of water, them lines in their world should come at an angle to each other. And as you go past each other, setting the level, the next post, your line should be higher than the one coming towards you. Am I thinking this through right?
Yeah, it's on their model, horizontals have to intersect. But we know in reality they don't.
We can easily disprove it. Just have 2 gangs coming towards each other and see if the 2 lines are hopefully exactly the same height or whether they are at an angle to each other. Because on the next post down, you should have an elevation. Am I thinking this through right?
I don't know, Bri. I think we'd have to hit it on the board.
See, I brought a similar one.
I'm thinking of what Rumpus draws. He draws a curved surface with 2 verticals that are not parallel to each other, and then draws a level line from them, and the level lines come and meet each other as an angle.
Hey, I need to interrupt real quick. I got to run and do something. I'll be back in a little while. Is that all right?
Yeah.
Y'all cool? Okay.
Yeah, be careful.
I've brought the same one up, Brian. Which mine was like, if you had like say a 400 meter straight water level, no taps in it, just on each end, and had a smaller one that was 100-foot water level, and you had your post.
If you bring 2 sets of 2 lines together from a starting point, let's say 5 miles apart, and meet at 2.5 miles, then them two verticals should be at an angle to each other in their belief.
Yeah. But because
we can easily disprove that. Surely we can easily fucking disprove that.
Yeah, that's why I chose to go with the horizontal, because the perpendiculars to both of those, because of the geometric fact that they are.
Their argument for that, Bev, is that you're creating a curve by following the water or the level.
But that's not perpendicular, though.
No.
It's like it's the way where I come at it from is, if mathematics is as important as everybody says it is, and mathematics is based on geometry, then the very meaning of the word perpendicular is what we have to go with. We can't just start saying that these other dudes in another Discord server are saying it curves. Well, that's ridiculous. I mean, are you going to listen to those people that say it curves? I mean, who exactly are these people that say it curves to you? And who would you trust with that says if somebody said it doesn't curve? Would you trust yourself, or would you still wait for these other people to say, well, I still don't believe you? Because I think that's where the point that we're at here. Other people say all sorts of other things, but you've got to have your own understanding of what it is that you're wanting to gain.
Yeah. Right, I'm going to drop for a minute. I've just got home.
All right.
Oh, speak to you a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we're in a weird situation here, because when I showed this stuff, it's just purely geometry. It's got nothing to do with the shape of anything other than the baseline understanding of what level is. Because that was the question. It always has been the question. When I initially said level is a straight line on a horizontal plane, and I got into a debate with the dude that just said, no, it doesn't. Straight lines can curve. It sounded ridiculous to me at that point. It was in my first ever debate about straight lines and level. I was getting all prepared for it, and the guy just says straight lines can curve. And for years now, we've been trying to work out a proof to make it as simple to get people to just sort of realize that reality isn't what people just say. Like, just because some dude on YouTube tells you straight lines can curve, there's now people that are sprouting the same thing. Everyone's saying it. Someone the other night, straight lines are circles. We would just call them great circles.
The funny thing is, like, for a straight line to curve, you need... That's the sentence that says A can become B. So in order to have A become B, you first have to have A, which would be a straight line. Then once you take that straight line and do a process to it to curve it, it is no longer what it was and has now become something else.
I think that's why it's so brilliant, or that's why I think it's brilliant that you did the cog-dis thing first, because that's pure cognitive dissonance.
Yeah, that was
when they could, yeah.
Well, yeah. You have to do it though, because I think lots of people aren't aware of it. I mean, first of all, when I first came into this, I was, unprepared for becoming into a land of where you can ask a question, genuine question, and just get abuse for asking a question. So I had no models. I've never had a model ever in my life. And somebody asked me something, and there's a question there. I need to get it answered. You come to a place where you ask questions, and people get really triggered about it. But not because it's a hard question to answer or whatever. But it seems like they don't want to even engage in the conversation about what it is. They just want to talk negatively about something. And when I first came, it was like the globe model that these people so defend. The question came, what is it that we are taught about it? Why are these people so... why do they defend it so much? Why are they so vitriolic against anybody who just questions something? And
what defend it?
Well, it came to me that you never actually taught anything about it. Every little thing you put a piece there and say, well, all of the rest of the stuff works. So, but this bit, there must be something wrong with this bit, and so I'll just fill a gap. But that happens with everything. There's nothing's ever taught. You may get in school the model of the core, right? But that's it. The stories and the lessons of the different layers, they're sort of skimmed over, and it's a picture of and you may see a globe. But other than that, you're not taught anything about rate of curvature, how the water, the air is meant to curve, right? The curvature of air is altitude dependent, obviously. Also, the curvature of water, the elevation curvature of water, is also elevation dependent. Must be, because the concentric circles, obviously the level must curve. No, nobody's ever taught any of that stuff. It's only the model that comes in to sort of fill the gaps of reality that you don't really, nobody understands. So there's a certain group of people that defend a model that is completely made up in their own imagination. It's never taught to them by anybody other than other friends on other Discord channels, or maybe a couple of YouTubers that they watch videos on. But I mean, what happens in reality? That's that's a matter of reality, and it's whether you actually go and check it for yourself. The model doesn't fit reality to me. Level is horizontal. Water level is horizontal. I mean, it's provable. Unless you want to mess about with geometry. It's the only way you can do it.
Their model for that is to just say, right? Oh, it's curving. Oh, straight lines are curved. That's their model. To just say it. They'll never show it. They can't prove it. You just have to assume that that's what happens when you're not locally, however big locally is. So locally, this all works, right? Where we can see and interact with, yeah, okay, we'll give you that. Horizontal, yeah. But after that, then... And they think that's good. They're like, oh, yeah, that's good. Yeah, we got it. Nailed it.
Yeah, you don't understand my model. It's like, well, your model doesn't mean anything. Like, reality is.
Played outside of the reality that we tested.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that was the big thing, I think, from the chat we were having, is the 2D, 3D bearded devil one. I mean, it's been raging. We've been going on Twitter for ages. Loads of people have tried to deal with it. You cannot have a surface of a sphere being two-dimensional without changing your whole entire concept of what two-dimensional is. Because it's in Gaussian curvature, it's undevelopable, which means it cannot be expressed on a two-dimensional plane. That's
what they do is they just take a flat area, get the surface or get the area of that plane, and then just stick it on a ball.
Somebody else wants
detour off topic for half a second.
Of course you can.
I just noticed our good meme buddy DP is in the house now, and we need to talk about the Three Stooges. Getting them together. DP would enjoy it, I think.
Which one was it?
My name.
Larry, Lori, and
Louie.
The DuckTales quacks.
Sorry, I've missed all of this. What are we talking?
Oh yeah, you should go back and watch the beginning. It's hilarious.
He wants a meme doing of the Three Stooges with What order was it? Laurie, Louis, Larry. Because that's the way the order they came in. Laurie came in first, then Louis came in, and then we went to go and meet Larry. Yeah.
Right. Do we know what they look like?
I don't know whether we have faces of only Louis there would be.
Yeah, it's not a problem. Can do that. Going back to the 2D, 3D thing, I was listening to it. I think it was Louis, maybe, and he said you definitely can't curve the 2D plane in that video.
Yeah.
That you put out.
Yeah, I think it depends on how much they want to. I mean, like you can say you said 2D plane. Well, they because the fact that you put plane there, because they have to have a two-dimensional surface, being any surface. They try and take the third dimension as being thickness, which is a proper misunderstanding of mathematical dimensions. Yeah, I think we've been saying for a while, right, that the fundamental understanding of geometry is what gets you through all of this. And when you're arguing with people that are just literally making up geometries where they can bend straight lines because they've got a model that they've got must be right, they deem me flat earther and then they can demean me and just bypass reality. It's a very strange behaviour from a group of people.
That's why I made my closing statement on Jose's the other night. Just about it's them that don't understand the basics of geometry, the fundamental principles of geometry, which is what you went through.
Yeah.
Step by step. And they still don't get it. So it's up to them.
Which I think is why Emma moving away and, and we sort of left gems as well. I mean, literally, you don't need to talk to people that are, I don't know, like stubborn children. That's what it is, isn't it? Like a stubborn
professional
child.
trolls. Mm-hmm.
Religious zealots.
Yeah, that's a bit too.
Here defending their religion.
You're back now, Cleary.
Yeah.
I'll nip off for a minute. Take over.
Yeah, that's cool. DP, I could barely hear you. I turned it up to 200%. Are you having mic issues?
Try now. Is that any better?
Yeah, a little bit better.
A little bit better. Yeah, I can't find my hands-free, so I'm on an old hands-free, and it's got wires that are poking out, so it's probably not the best one in the world.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know what you are talking about exactly, but Jim's over in the chat on YouTube. I don't even know what he's talking about, really, now. Basically, he's a better troll than Trash, Blythe, or whatever.
He was actually trying to talk Bev into switching on his oh, for God's sake.
Monetization?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just trolling though, right? Just it's kind of funny, really, if you know Jim. It's just stupidity.
I know. I don't mind Jim, but he's shown 3 of his accounts in the chat.
Mm-hmm. He's got a few of them, doesn't he?
Why do people have more than one account?
Ask yourself.
I have one for streaming.
Yeah.
Accounts to get in.
People block us somewhere, so we come in as a different person,
I do have one other Google account, but that's only because my wife made it behind.
I used to have about 5, but whatever. I think I've only got 2 or 3 now.
Nugget lives matter.
Yeah, free the nugget.
Oh, 4. He's used 4 accounts. Fair enough, Jim.
Oh, he's probably got 100.
Oh, yeah. Look at how many he's got. There's always a few sat in his chat, isn't there?
It's probably all him sat in his chat.
Yeah. They're all gems, aren't they? That's what we try not to do, is create another gem.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the last thing we ever want to do. We don't need any more people like that. We definitely don't want to. We don't want to trigger any more late adulthood trolls.
Yeah. We don't need you anymore, Jim. Jose is our buddy now.
Yeah.
At least for the moment.
Jose's much nicer at the minute.
I was just going to say, at the moment.
Since he forgot why he was mad at us in the first place.
No, he just didn't want to get into it. That's what he said.
Well, he did. He remembered that I needed DP to be able to go in there before I would go back. Didn't he?
Yeah.
So he remembered that, but forgot why it was.
Well, it's just what you do, right? I don't even remember what we were arguing. We don't want to get into that. Yeah, let's just move forward. Yeah.
Just so you know, there's like just over 30 people watching. So.
Oh, nice.
33 actually.
You may as well. I don't know. See if anybody in here's got anything they want to bring up.
Are we live at the minute?
Chat about. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Uh-huh. You might warn me.
That's why I've been so quiet. Did you not notice?
If you notice the live stream with the big green circle.
Oh, it's a bit of a giveaway, that one, isn't it? Rob, if you ever look in debate discussion, do you mean that image?
Yep. Or one like that, yes.
Oh, the Three Stooges?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got one like that.
Yeah, Cleary's got a good one, I think.
If you drop it somewhere and then I'll pick it up and...
Alright, let me find it.
Do some editing.
But I think I've been waiting for Larry, Jesse and that guy from Maine as well. That's another one.
What about the one from Nome?
Well, yeah, Maine / Nome.
Who's a gnome?
The guy from Maine.
Yeah, still that offer still stands for anybody that if anybody wants to come and discuss this, the geometrical understanding of how we can measure if it's a straight line or a curve, then I would be willing to have a chat with anyone, especially any globe geometers. He says, laughing. There's no such thing as a globe geometer. They don't exist. They're like unicorns. Or maybe unicorns do exist, I don't know.
They definitely exist. But we have photos.
There's definitely no globe geometers, then I'll have to find another one.
A unicorn is just a horse that isn't straight.
No, don't ruin it for me. Oh my god.
It's curved. It's a curved horse.
That's it. Now unicorns are forever ruined. Thank you. Did Larry ever explain how his surveying equipment applies curvature correction?
It's got a switch. It's good. He just doesn't turn the switch off, and he's fine. He's just fine with it. as far as I know. He said, I didn't actually find that bit in the video. If we need to go, if anybody's going over it, if you can timestamp it, where he says, if you switch it off, it goes to chaos. It's just chaotic. Or something like that, he said.
What, his like hearing aid?
If you switch the curvature off and look through a theodolite, it's just everything's chaotic. Yeah.
That's I don't have words for that.
I hope I'm.
What switch is that?
The curvature on-off switch.
On-off switch. Yeah, that bit.
Oh. Can't say I've ever seen the button for that. Maybe I didn't look hard enough. Jeez.
No doubt he'll be doing a video of they'll be coming out. All of the globe surveyors will be hot to make a video and show us exactly what happens when you switch it on.
Yeah, my
and
vertical
off.
is tilted.
Tilts the vertical, yeah, to make it non-perpendicular, just to fit reality. Oh no, wait a minute. Vertical and horizontal are perpendicular in reality. So that's why I was trying to get him to work out whether, when he switched it on or off, whether it's in the, whether you switch the curvature on, or do you switch the curvature off? I don't know.
Can we turn it off and leave it off? Right, you know, just like turn it off and then just go about our day.
Well, I'd see it doesn't really make any sense, right? Because if you turn the curvature off, then everything becomes straight. And that can't really happen, can it? So perhaps he might be thinking of you turn the straightness off, in which case you're turning curvature on.
You know you were after a new t-shirt, Bev.
Yeah.
Trolling for Truth has, pointed out that this could be an interesting t-shirt.
Curvature.
Curve mode off or something.
On off, yeah.
Yeah.
It does. DP. How can we can definitely work with that, right? That's what we do best.
Curvature mode off, or something along those lines. That was a suggestion in the chat.
I need to find the clip of the chaotic bit. We need to find out whether it was chaotic or what exactly Larry said happens whenever you do that, because it could be like living life on the edge.
Well, Jem's annoying everybody in the chat.
Oh, is he?
Cool.
Yeah.
Jem wouldn't be a troll in a text chat troll. That's not what Jem's like, is it?
Yeah, he said he's got way more experience at trolling than Queen.
Oh. Nice.
And she's got lots of experience, apparently.
I bet she has. Bet she has. Didn't she used to pretend she was a lawyer?
She used to pretend she was a flat earther as well.
Wow. To find information. Wonder what Jem did then.
Apparently
if Jem's
so.
better than Trish, is that because nobody's found out what your other ones are, Jem? Maybe. Maybe Jem has another, like he might pretend to be something else. Don't know. Have you ever pretended to be a surveyor, Jem? I guess not, because you did the triangles with more than 180 degrees. Lawyer. Creationist. Debating sort of thing. Have you ever pretended to be a debater? Oh, here you go. Have you ever pretended to have a debate channel where debates actually happen? Has he ever been in a debate?
But instead of a debate, you get like a knife fight with words where you have to go hide after because somebody might come to your house. They're so crazy.
Yeah. Have to mute you and tell you what you said, even though that wasn't what you said, and you said that wasn't what you said, but that's what you actually, Jem thinks you should have said, and that was the straw man that Jem wants to build, so he'll silence you for a while to build your straw man that you've just said, and then whenever he opens your mic back up again, he just sort of silences you for interrupting. I know your tactics. They're not very good. Definitely not a debate. Definitely more of the more.
Horrible place to be. You like age faster. There's time dilation might be true, like because you age faster in Gem server.
You might turn into trolls. Is that? It might be a troll breeding factory. Where you go in as a normal sort of person, you get lured in under the, like, because one of the snowflakes won't talk to you anywhere else. They'll only talk to you in an open live stream.
Yeah, and only about certain things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, oh no, we're not going to talk about like the underlying cause of anything. We're just going to debate why it happens forever.
Well, not debate. Obviously, because
scream at each other instead of having a type of conversation. Well, when you got like nothing, that's how they get off. That we get off on logic and truth, and they get off on like screaming at people they want to think they're smarter than. Instead of having a conversation.
Let's have a look at. Oh, the Flat Earth Denier 3. Oh, is that you that's been the Flat Earth Denier? Gem in the chat. Let's have a look at that. I think it was somebody called the Flat Earth Denier has been messaging a bit on commenting. What triggered you into commenting on these Flat Earth Denier? That sounds like your new account. Here, Jim. Oh, he is having a go at... Wow. That's not you, Jem, surely. 13 hours ago. Look at this. Is that you, Jem? I'll put it in the debate discussion. This is just the first comment 13 hours ago. Look at that.
Yeah. I like when he does that.
Wall of text. Do you really do that, Jem? Because you might be one of the guys from Twitter. Are you sure you've not got a Twitter account? It takes a fair bit to get that triggered.
Yeah, I like when he writes a book like that.
Yeah. That's the first one. Clearly, he even writes clearly in capital letters. And it's clearly me who is experiencing cogdis. Oh, cogdis. And yeah, Jem. Is that you? Come on, Jem. Let's have a look at you talking in the chat.
He misses us. Just say it, Jim. He misses.
After that as well. I mean, is it because we went over to Jose's and not over to yours to give this presentation? Because I did try and come over there.
There's no way that you can give a presentation in Gems.
I know.
No way.
That's what
Absolutely no way.
I've tried. But I knew that you can't do it. I mean, I tried at Brandon's as well. You can't do it there. They wouldn't allow it. Jose was nice enough to let us present it. But this looks like this is what Gem's doing. You can't be jealous. You can come and discuss this. I see. I've said he could come and discuss it at Cleary's, but I didn't know it was you, Jem. He said, "Whoa, holy shit, another one again." Hey, okay, so here's done. I'll put this on my phone and then I can. So he does that first one, and then I put a little comment there that at the top, as you can see. You can come and discuss this. And then I come and chat, and he's into another wall of text. He's writing us he must have script writers to go to all of that. Look, he's put straight, actually, and curves. They like capitalized certain words.
Right line geometry isn't a real thing.
Oh, it certainly is a real thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Dear. If anybody needs to come and have a chat, it's whoever wrote that. That is sad.
There is a lot of drama going on in the text. But
It's definitely Jem, because it says I couldn't justify leading people away from the truth merely to make myself feel as though I've got some special knowledge about something as concrete as the shape of the earth. I've heard Jem say that a lot, about some sort of special knowledge. It's not. It's just a knowledge of reality that level is horizontal with a proof. It's no big deal, Jem. Doesn't change anything about reality. Most of us actually live in reality, and we know what reality is. It's just that the model isn't clouding our judgment for everything. It's okay, though, Jim. We'll be okay without you.
I'm not sure he's actually listening.
Oh, he won't be.
But he's definitely engaged in the chat.
Okay.
But none of it is suitable to read out.
Oh, well.
It's drama based, and
is it?
It's drama based, and it's not stuff I want to go into at the moment. No.
Wow, he's still trying to build up drama, though. I mean, call him a drama whore, right, for his server. He's not trying to plan a debate or anything, is he?
No. First of all, he was trying to get you to accept YouTube's money.
Just being stupid.
He wants
for no
to
reason.
get me. Did he want to give us a super chat?
No, he wants you to switch it on because apparently you're entitled to money even without the ads. It's free money. Why would you turn it down? Why would you then allow it to go to big tech company Google? You should claim it and stop that from happening, Bev. So yeah, apparently now you're supporting Google because you're not switching on your...
Because I'm not monetized.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's all right, Jem. It's okay. You could put in for it. See, ask him. Ask him if you can have it. Yeah. It might be because of all of the subs I gained, right? I mean, why? Why did I gain subs? Who knows? I don't know.
They bought your subs. They bought you subs, hoping you would monetize your channel, and then they can have more influence.
Oh, I get it now. That makes perfect sense.
Hmm.
Of course, you may have gotten a lot more subs just organically, though.
Easier to take your channel down when it's monetized.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh well, thanks for the subs. or thanks to
Right.
the subs, or for the. I mean, there's a
Don't
chance
forget to like.
they're real subs, right? They could just be real people that are willing to. I don't know, accept reality. There might be a great awakening happening where people come to realise that straight lines don't actually curve because the model tells them to. Their model predicts that straight lines curve, so they must. And triangles, right? There's a mathematical proof. There's a place where a mathematical proof for a triangle only having 180 degrees exists. Yet Jem, in his Discord server, said that triangles can have more than 180 degrees. Completely disregarding any mathematical proof that he knows exists. It's fantastic. Jem's got a Discord server, though. I mean, I'm so glad to be out of the way of people like that, right? And can you imagine having a mathematical proof for something and then somebody saying, well, I've got triangles can have more. And you showing them, but there's a mathematical proof here. And them going, yes, I know. But triangles still can have more. What Jem said, and I think Curve told him that it was all right, and then, well, actually, I think Jem did it with his model. His model told him it was all right, and then at some point somebody decided to tell him it doesn't actually work like that. You have to have a concept of a two-dimensional surface of a sphere, or a projection within or without onto a cube. I don't know. Jem would have to look into it a bit more. If anybody else wants to try and look into it a bit more, but it does take you into Penrose places where people like PhD Tony will tell you a triangle can have 3 angles of 180 degrees, making a triangle of 540 degrees on the surface of a sphere. But even the guy at the university on that course that we were on, he didn't even want to go to that sort of ridiculous concept. It's funny though. I like the idea of the geometry. It's like a puzzle. It's a puzzle where there are answers at the end of it. It's where you find your truths. If you're willing to look. If you're not willing to look, then and if you get triggered as well. Sometimes if this looking at it is a bit too much, you can always go to find a place where there's other people who are willing to pat you on the back and tell you these nasty people.
This is good. Genly's channel, like I asked him at 211, right? 211. When you measure a rock falling, are you measure a rock falling or space-time bending? He said both, right? That's at 211. At 232, right, 20 minutes later, right, how do we know we're measuring space-time bending as the cause of the rock falling when we measure the rock falling? That was my question. And he goes, what kind of Malfoy question? You don't measure space-time when you measure a rock falling. So at 211, you measure space-time when you measure a rock falling, and then at 232, you don't. I wonder what happened.
Yeah. Obfuscation, right?
Yeah, just retardedness.
Yeah. He tries to make you second guess yourself. Well, yeah, it doesn't work, right? You've got to think the person you're talking to is especially stupid to think you can get away with that one as an argument. Gently should know better than that.
It's like it just goes in a circle, right? You start with the question, whatever it is, and they'll be like, no. And you'd be like, well, how come it's no? And then you start this circular thing, and by the time you get back to it, it's yes. And you're just like, wait, what?
Yeah. Jem's getting stuff deleted. You have to calm down, Jem.
Yeah, his blood pressure's got to be going up through there. You know, I bet if he has a cat or a dog, he like scares it when he starts screaming and stuff.
Is it? He's not shouting at people in the chat just because we've come away. I mean, surely there's got to be somebody over there in his channel that he could shout at.
You don't think he's screaming behind the keyboard as he types?
I bet he is. Yeah, it's all because we've all left his Discord channel. He should be able to get somebody in. Surely, invite someone in. Get Babs to invite somebody in, Jem. Then you can go and shout at them. We don't want you doing yourself a disservice. On
Jose has a far superior platform than Jim Panda has.
Yeah. Jose never would come to anybody's and troll like this, would he? Just to get anybody into his.
Yeah, he does.
What? No way.
No way. I've never seen it.
I think Jem learned it from Jose.
I'm here all the time, and I've never seen Jose.
Not Jose Flip Flop.
No,
not Flip Flop. The other one, the internet, the nameless, faceless internet potato.
Yeah, I don't know that guy.
One, yeah.
Maybe that guy, but not Jose.
Hey, what's going on, everyone?
Hey, is that Jose?
No, it's me.
Okay, cool.
No, it's me.
Is that you? No, it's me.
Say the Nuggets, man. All Nuggets lives matter, remember.
Yeah.
Every day is Nugget Day.
At this point, it seems like a joke, right? You know, straight lines are curved and all these contradictory things. It seems like they're playing a giant joke on us.
Well, they've done it to they've not done it to us, right? I mean, unless you've played into the fact that straight lines can curve. I mean, they've definitely not played it to you. If you think straight lines are straight, then I don't think you've been fooled by it, right? What we've been fooled by is the fact that the people that have been fooled, you've been fooled by thinking they're the authority, right? In this little corner that we're in of Discord and YouTube chats, right? You may have been fooled by thinking these people that think straight lines curve are an authority on some sort of straight lines curving. I mean, that's it would be ridiculous to ask people about their model, right? If they actually were to think that straight lines curve.
But in all jokes aside, anybody that's on TV is an authority, right? I mean, according to the Globe.
Well, I don't know.
How is it that authority works, right? Like, who can I just become an authority the next day? How does it work? What do I need?
Actually, if you experience something, right? If you experiment with something,
if someone gives you, sure,
yeah,
you can become an expert.
So I don't need a PhD to become an expert?
No, you don't.
I don't think so.
You could just say something and I could be like,
to be honest, you can just
that's
buy a
not
PhD.
Matrix, I believe you. You're right. You're an expert. You're showing me the way.
Well, there's this difference, right, between an authority, somebody who you just hear and listen to on the TV. That's up to you whether you believe them or not, right? You have to go through a process. But I mean, in order for you to become an expert, I bet you are. You're an expert on you, or are you? Right? Is there somebody knows you better?
I believe the horizontal is a straight line. But
I know it is.
Yeah, I know it is. I can prove it.
Yeah, I can test it. Yeah, I can prove it.
No, there's no belief needed if you can prove something. You don't need to believe it. You know it.
Right. Okay. I stand correct.
Yeah.
At this point, is there any consistent, logical globe Earth argument other than authority tells me? Of course.
Yeah, Jim Panda says there's photographs of Earth from space.
What is space? Isn't that just the distance between two physical objects?
A distance between something.
Yeah. Yeah, so the camera being one object and the thing you're taking a picture of with the space in between. But, I mean, Jem thinks pictures of balls. He thinks they are real. I mean, you have to have your own understanding of what a proof is.
It's my understanding that nobody can prove anything, actually, right?
Whoa,
So
no.
evidence?
That's what the Globers say.
That's what they want you to believe. Who told you that, Rumpus?
No.
Yeah, that's
What
why
I
they
mean
say
is,
science doesn't prove things.
you don't actually prove anything. You just provide enough evidence to prove it to the individual person.
Well, I wouldn't agree with that because a proof in mathematics is a logical statement that gets proved, right?
Mhm.
There's a process you go through. You start off with a statement that can either be true or false, and you prove that the truth is within that statement. Now, you can also prove it by proving that the counter to that is false, which negates the thing. But I mean, it's all logic, right? The logical statement gets proved one way or the other.
Mm. Yeah, I know what Matrix is saying.
Yeah.
He's talking about science doesn't prove anything, right?
Yeah.
What they do is through inductive reasoning, is if they can look at something over and over and over and over again, they can pretend like that they can make up a theory about why it happens, right? So they're not really proving anything at all with pseudoscience.
Yeah, that can literally explain everything in the sky, right? Like when they say we have predictions. But it's as easy as you looking at something that goes around, like a clock, right? You know what a clock does. A baby knows what a clock. A baby knows that when a clock goes to 1, in an hour later it's gonna be in 2, then it's gonna be in 3, and then it's gonna be in 4. Or you just look at the sky and start noticing these patterns, and you can make up whatever story you want. You know what
The
I'm saying?
sun will rise. The sun will set. I could predict that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's not a prediction though when it's a cycle and it's just data, right? So we
Right.
this San Francisco 12 o'clock March 3rd, right? That's where the sun will be every time. So it's now you can take that data and model it many different ways. You can model it as the Earth is a ball. That's why that happens. You can model it as the Earth is an inverted ball. That's why it happens. You can model it as a geocentric ball. You can model. There's many different ways you can model this stuff. The Pac-Man Earth, right? So the modeling of the data doesn't make reality. It's just how one person interpreted that data.
Yeah, the sky's amazing, isn't it?
Oh, that it is, bro. The sky is absolutely a wonder, bro. Since I started Flat Earth, I'm fascinated by everything. The clouds, the sun, the limit of whatever it is that we are allowed to see. It's all fascinating as fuck to me. Like, they say the clouds are massive and heavy, and you got to ask yourself then, how they're just floating up there. The massive clouds that look, bigger than cities sometimes. How did it just stay up there floating?
Well, they're electrically charged water vapor, right? It's not rain until it turns back into water. Then it falls. Not because of gravity.
Denser than the medium it's in.
Did someone hear a little mouse?
Yeah, sorry, I was just thinking aloud.
Yeah, we don't even need to model rain, right? Like the thing is when they come and they say this is why it rains, we just got to be like, no, I mean, that's why you think it does, but one, that makes no sense, and two, okay, great, you believe that doesn't mean that's why it happens.
That's the thumbnail for the video I'm putting out in a bit. It's got the nugget
All right, so
on it for you.
what do you guys think the sun actually is? Like, what is its actual purpose?
Light.
Big light in the sky. That one,
man,
definitely.
You ever help your dad work on an engine, and he's like, grab this flashlight, point it over here, right? That's like what God is doing, but he just moves it so we can do stuff at certain. So
But remember, even when the sun is gone and you have the lesser light, you can still see, right? There is no permanent darkness. You can still see something outside.
I
So
don't know.
if it's just the light, then
You haven't been to.
You need to go up to the mountains.
Yeah, you haven't been in
On,
Alabama, out in the woods.
Yeah,
It
you've
gets
never been
dark.
in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
It gets.
But remember, the things that are providing the shade, the darkness is the woods, the trees, the things that are high, right? You eliminate those things, you can still see at night. So if you're saying that the sun is providing
if it's cloudy.
light, well, all right, but remove the cloudiness, right? You guys know what I'm trying to say. In the night,
yes, sir.
If there's no buildings, you can still see. Nah, maybe not as far, maybe not as bright, but you can still see. So when you guys say that the sun only provides light, that could be one of its purposes. But there has
Provides
to be more.
life and heat, and
I heard you don't want to be in the woods at night in Alabama when it's dark.
He clearly lives up in Alabama.
I did. I used to live in Alabama. Yeah.
I got family. Well, I had family in Alabama. I'm staying down there for a while.
Yeah, I'm in Savannah now. I used to live in Florida, down in Lakeland. That's where it's hot.
I'm in rain up here in north.
Better than cold.
Nanook of the north.
No, it gets cold here.
I'm just looking around for cameras, trying to find cheap cameras. You get what you pay for.
You don't have a P900?
No, I don't. I know it's sacrilegious, but I don't.
They have them for like 200, I think, on eBay now.
You can get for like $400. You can probably get like a Nikon, like an older one, E33, and the same lens as the P900 has in terms of millimeter and zoom and stuff.
There's like a 42x or something. They look pretty good. 42x zoom, not 83. But yeah, I haven't seen a P900 for less than like $464.
You want my P900?
Yeah, just send it to me. I'll pay you later.
And I owe you.
How much you want?
God, are you chomping on Mike?
Sorry. We'll have to talk later. I'm eating right now, Clary.
How am I ever going to get a chance to talk to you when you're not eating?
Yeah,
what are you eating, nuggets?
Yeah, chicken nuggets.
Nice.
No, just a piece of cheese. But I'll go back on mute. We'll talk later.
I look forward to it.
That's a first I've ever heard from you with me.
Well, you got a P900 you're going to send me for free, so yeah.
I never said that. I laughed at you when you said that.
I laughed. I thought you laughed because you were happy.
I laughed. I cried. It was emotional.
Who needs a big P900 cluttering up their home like that?
Yeah, that's right. It takes up so much room in the closet.
I got a Nikon B700 that has a 64, I think, times zoom. I got some wicked shots. It's
cool.
Really
What'd you pay for that? A couple $100?
No, it was $1,000.
Oh, God.
Yeah, like.
You went full retail.
Yeah, I went to Best Buy and bought it brand new.
Mm-hmm.
Of a gift. Because I was fresh into the discussion. So I was like, I need to get a really good zoom. So I didn't see any P900 at Best Buy, but they said this one's got 64 times zoom. I was like, I want it. And I can zoom in on the moon, and it's almost like posted clear. Really good. I got a Harvest Moon 2 years ago. They're all in my old phone.
Mm-hmm.
Did y'all ever hear that old story
That's
about
cold
coming
for
in
he doesn't really have
afterwards?
a picture.
Anybody heard the story about the moon not being here in the beginning? Somebody putting it there afterwards?
Yeah. I've heard a lot of stories, That one's pretty cool. Where did that come from? Was that some kind of...
Is that the
biblical
Anunnaki story?
Maybe.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Fascinated me, the moon. More fascinating than the sun. Can't really call one of them the big light in the sky, can you?
No, they look like they're the same size.
I mean, maybe on intensity you could make a distinction. Maybe the intensity, but they seem to be similar, or they seem to behave similar. I think the moon is more in charge of like decay and stuff. Like it has a lot to do with women and their cycles and things. So maybe when we was here first, there was no reproduction, and then the moon came, started the reproduction system.
What are you saying? If we get rid of the moon, the women don't have to worry about cramps anymore?
I mean, I don't know, bro, but I mean, at least me, it's definitely interesting, the whole cycle thing with women and the moon, and every time women are together for a long period of time, their cycles link up. Like it's weird how those things work.
Keep out the way of women together at that sort of... Wow, that's dangerous. I never want to experience that.
Oh, you didn't know that, Beth? Yeah, when women are in a place for a long time, after a while they sync up. Their periods they sync up, which is the weirdest thing in the world.
I have to admit that is true. That is true. You don't even have to live together. You just have to spend enough time together as a group. Yeah.
I knew it was true, but I wasn't going to comment. This guy knows way too much about.
Just saying, I wouldn't like to be in a group of that many women that were all synced up.
That's why the ancient Greeks, all the women stayed together and all the men stayed together. And then,
I'd have to be on my own, though. I wouldn't like to be around a big group of women either.
Especially when they're all PMSing all at the same time.
Not good.
Well, I hear that working with women, like even women don't like working with women. And maybe that's why, is because they all go through that phase at the same time.
No, women can be very, very bitchy.
That's good to see. It's not just a North America thing. It's a global thing.
Yeah. Groups of women together can be awful.
I find just one can be awful, but I guess.
But then again, groups of men together can be awful. So
No, groups of men can bicker and banter all day long, and at the end of the day, they go out and have a beer and forget about everything that was said.
Yeah, I have to give you that.
People how to get back
meet together.
Address the fact that God said global thing.
Oh, Frank, that's the good catch. Good catch.
Oh, have we got Brian in the kitchen?
Is my mic on?
Yeah.
I thought I was muted. Sorry.
All right. Have you still got the live stream going?
I have, yeah.
Oh, jeez.
I'm going to be shutting it down now at 7 o'clock, though. I think
Okay.
I'll put the thingy out at 7:30, the presentation video, and then I'll release that with the other video.
Isn't Jose going to be going live with Lemon today?
Oh, is he?
That's been cancelled. Jose put a notice on his server earlier. He's not going live tonight.
He's cancelling Flat Earth Week.
Well, he's not going live tonight.
Oh my god,
dear.
we've got one less day.
Bev did it. They're gonna blame Bev.
Oh well, I'll put that one out then from last night again.
Yeah.
I'll
do
put
it.
that out. 7:30.
Don't forget to put the credit in the description.
Yeah, I've already done that, Jose. JG,
That's all we ask. Just a little nod.
Yep. I think I've got it there. Which one should we put out? The full one, the 4-hour one, and put the other one out.
Put the whole lot out.
Yeah, I'll put the big one out as a premiere. At 7 o'clock at the end of this, well, in 2 minutes' time, I will just click the set as instant premiere on the big long one and put that on straight away, and then I'll also release the one that's just the test if anybody wants to deal with the test and not have to deal with Bearded Devil and all of the talk afterwards. What's that? Yeah, in 2 minutes. Yeah, I tell you what, I will close this one down now and set the other one as a premiere. Publish the other one as a premiere now and shut this live stream down.